Hello dear students, how do you do? Welcome back to this remote lesson, Ready to Run, produced by Rwanda Education Board in partnership with UNICEF and Inspire, Educate and Empower Rwanda. You are with teacher Jen as usual. Senior 4 students, please come on board for this lesson of geography. Today, we are learning the drainage system in Rwanda, and we are focusing on the major rivers, lakes, and swamps in Rwanda. Our lesson is from page 146 to 160 of the student book. To start, I want to ask you, using the knowledge from previous years, choose one of the following terms and explain it. We have drainage system, drainage, drainage basin, river system, and watershed. Choose one of them and explain it. Great! The term drainage refers to the distribution of water on the surface of the earth. Surface water in Rwanda is distributed in rivers, lakes, and wetlands such as swamps, while drainage systems are patterns formed by the streams, rivers, and lakes in a particular drainage basin. Drainage pattern is determined by the topography of the land, types of rocks on the land, and the gradient of the land. A drainage basin is an area of land drained by a river and its tributaries. Dear students, a river and its tributaries are referred to as a river system, and a river system includes water found in the water table and surface runoff. There is an imaginary line separating drainage basins called a watershed. Usually, this is a ridge of highland. The formation of the majority of Rwanda's rivers is traced far back during the earth movements. Before the majority mountains and the Rift Valley were formed, many rivers of Rwanda took to the northern and western directions of flow. They flowed through the Democratic Republic of Congo on the Atlantic Ocean. But when volcanic mountains and Rift Valley were formed, the previous basins were destroyed, and this destruction ended up forming two big river basins that were formed due to river reversal, and these were Congo Basin and Nile Basin. When we talk of river reversal, this refers to the change of a river's direction of flow due to an obstacle. For example, River Nyabarongo used to flow northwards. However, after the uplift of the Congo Nile crest, it changed its direction southwards. As we said it earlier, today we are discussing the major rivers, lakes, and swamps in Rwanda. Rwanda's drainage consists of rivers, lakes, and swamps. Dear students, remember what you have said earlier. What are the existing drainage basins in Rwanda? Good. There are two drainage basins. The drainage basins are discussed in association with the river basin they occupy. The first one is the Congo Basin. Rivers found in this river basin are those whose direction of flow was changed by the earth movements, and they started pouring into Lake Kivu. These include River Rusizi, the only outlet river of Lake Kivu, which originates from Lake Kivu. We have River Sebeya, originating from Gishwati Forest. We have Chirimbi, Matovu, Karundura, and Kamiranzovu rivers originating from Nyungwe Forest. Dear students, from Lake Kivu, Rusizi River with its two tributaries, Ruhwa and Rubyiru, flow its water into Lake Tanganyika. Lake Tanganyika overflowing into the Rukuga River. Then, the Rukuga flows west into the Lualaba River, a major tributary of River Congo. Then, River Congo will flow into Atlantic Ocean. This was about Congo Basin. The second is the Nile Basin. This covers a larger area than the Congo Basin. It starts from the eastern part of the Congo Nile crest, extending towards the eastern part of Rwanda. Rivers that are found with this basin include the following. We have River Nyabarongo and its tributaries, which include Rukarara, Birurume, Kiryango, and Satinski. River Nyabarongo captures River Mukungwa and changed its direction to the south during river reversal caused by tectonic movements. As it flows to the south, other rivers join as tributaries. They include Base, Bakokwe, Nyabugogo, and Akanyaru. When Nyabarongo meets Akanyaru, it is at this point that the river becomes Akagera. Dear students, River Akagera, which is formed at the confluence of Nyabarongo and Akanyaru, is one of the longest rivers of Rwanda. It has several tributaries, which include the following. River Kibaya, Kagogo, and Ruvubu. Ruvubu is from Burundi. River Karangazi, and Muvumba. Dear friends, allow me to make an important highlight. Nyungwe Forest in Rwanda is the farthest south of River Nile. In fact, in the 18th century, a British explorer named John Hanning-Speke came to find out the River Nile source. When he reached the Lake Victoria, he saw River Nile flowing from Lake Victoria. So, he confirmed that the source of Nile is Victoria Lake. However, later, an explorer, Richard Kant, took it upon himself to explore the farthest source of Nile. He saw the river at the other side of the lake, which was Akagera River, and it was flowing and pouring into Victoria. He found out that there were many river streams, but he always followed the main one until he reached the Nyungwe Forest. He found out rivers flowing westward the park to Congo Basin and others that flow eastwards of the park and form the Nile River, which are Birurume, Mwogo, and Rukarara. These rivers join together to form River Nyabarongo. There are two major rivers that form Nyabarongo, which are Mwogo and Birurume. Among the main streams which supply Mwogo River is Rukarara, originating from Nyungwe and empties into Mwogo. Finally, River Mwogo flows and combine together with Birurume, and from this merging, the name of River Nyabarongo is born. Are we together? This river flows northwards to capture River Mukungwa, then reverses southwards, capturing many other rivers, such as Base, Bakokwe, Nyabugogo, until it meets Akanyaru River. And they both form Akagera River in the south of Kigali, on the boundaries of Kigali City and Bugesera district. Seeing the elevated altitude in the north, Akagera started making its scenic meanders southwards up to Lake Rweru, then eastwards to join Ruvubu from Burundi, after which it turned northwards to collect Muvumba before turning east, collecting other waters from different tributaries towards a row which is duly filled before coming to Jinja and pouring in Victoria Lake, and from Victoria Lake, Nile River is born. From Victoria, the channel will take the name of Nile before starting yet another 4,000 kilometers northwards journey towards the Mediterranean Sea, crossing different countries such as Sudan, Ethiopia, and Egypt. Is everything clear, friends? The source of Nile is in Nyungwe Forest in Rwanda. After this short break, welcome back to our lesson. Now, allow me to discuss with you the major lakes in Rwanda and their mode of formation. Dear friends, have you ever seen a lake? According to what you know from different people or from different documents, how was that lake formed? Alright, Rwanda has different types of lakes which are classified according to their mode of formation. They include lakes formed by tectonic or earth movements, lakes formed by volcanicity, lakes formed by river deposition, and lakes formed by human activities. When you talk of lakes formed by tectonic or earth movements involve faulting and wrapping of the earth's crust. This causes down wrapping, tilting, and faulting of the crust, producing tectonic basins. Water then collects in these basins either from streams or from underground sources. This way, a lake is formed. Lakes formed this way are long, narrow, deep, and steep-sided. We have two types of lakes formed by tectonic or earth movements. These are lakes formed as a result of faulting and lakes formed due to downwrapping. The lakes formed as a result of faulting are also called graben lakes. They were formed when secondary faults deepened in the middle part of the Rift Valley. Later on, the depressions were occupied by water, hence forming lakes such as Lake Kivu. Then we have lakes formed due to downwrapping. These lakes formed when the downwrapped areas of the eastern province formed small depressions that were later on occupied by water to form depression lakes. These include Lakes Mugesera, Sache, and Muhazi. The second type of lakes is lakes formed by volcanicity. There are two types of lakes formed by volcanicity. These are crater lakes and lava-domed lakes. Crater lakes are lakes formed when a massive explosion or collapse of the top of a volcano occurs, leading to the formation of a depression. Then, water may collect in such hollows, forming a lake. Such lakes are characteristically circular in shape. They have no outlets and are generally salty. For example, crater lakes in Rwanda are found on Mount Bisoke, Muhabura, and Karisimbi. The crater lake on Bisoke being the biggest of the crater lakes in Rwanda. The second type of lakes formed by volcanicity after crater lakes is lava-domed lakes. These are lakes that form when lava solidifies across a river course, creating a barrier. The barrier blocks the flow of a river, forming a lake. Examples of lava-dammed lakes are Burera and Ruhondo, situated in the northern province of Rwanda. These two lakes, known as twin lakes, were formed as a result of lava damming that blocked the river Nyabarongo channel. As we said it earlier, Nyabarongo River used to flow northwards, but due to the volcanic eruption, which took place in the volcanic region in the northern part of Rwanda, precisely due to the eruption of Muhabura, the lava flows from volcanoes blocked the Nyabarongo River's channel. This led to the formation of these twin lakes of Burera and Ruhondo and the divert of Nyabarongo River by flowing southeastwards, where it joins Akanyaru to form Akagera River. Thank you. The third type of lakes is lakes formed by river deposition. Here we have oxbow lakes and alluvial lakes. Oxbow lakes are lakes that form along the course of a river. The lakes are formed in the low course of the river where it flows through meanders or pronounced bends. Dear students, how do you think oxbow lakes are formed? That's good. To start, the outer side of bends is eroded away more rapidly than the inner side. Then, with time, the river cuts through the narrow neck of the meanders. This isolates a horseshoe-shaped lake called an oxbow lake. The lake is separated from the river channel by deposition of sediment. Finally, when an oxbow lake dries up, it forms a meander scar. Examples of oxbow lakes in Rwanda are Ihema and Ihago on Akagera River. Another type of lakes formed by river deposition, apart from oxbow lake, is alluvial lake. Alluvial lakes are lakes formed by river reversal or backponding in depressions. Examples of such lakes are Rweru and Cyohoha. They are mostly found in Eastern Province. Lastly, we have human-made lakes. These are lakes formed as a result of blocking or deliberate construction of a dam, blocking across the narrow steep-sided section of a stream in the process of valley damming, generation of hydroelectric power, or storing water for rice growing. Water accumulates behind the dam to form the lake or water reservoir. Example of such lakes is Kabgayi in Muhanga and Lake Chabayaga in Eastern Province. Apart from rivers and lakes as water bodies, we also have swamps in Rwanda. Dear students, what do you think a swamp is? Well done. A swamp is a low-lying area that is seasonally or permanently covered by water. It is also referred to as a marsh. In Rwanda, we have swamps like Rugezi in Burera district, Kamiranzovu in Nyungwe forest, swamps along rivers Akagera, Akanyaru, Nyabarongo, and so on. Other swamps are found on the edges of lakes such as Mugesera, Sache, Ruhondo, Burera, and Muhazi. Great. Now, I want you to think about the relationship between the drainage system and human activities. Yes, found out the relationship between drainage system and local environment. Good. The relationship between the drainage system and human activities in Rwanda exists. In fact, The drainage system in the country facilitates irrigation farming, which supports the growth of crops, making the country food secure. Also, the country's drainage favors water transport and eases the movement of goods and people. Another important relationship is that water bodies generate hydroelectric power. For example, from rivers Mukungwa and Nyabarongo, or from lakes such as Rwanda. Also, drainage system in Rwanda has contributed to the development of tourism. For example, tourists go to River Akagera to view its pronounced meanders. Again, the drainage system offers habitats for aquatic animals such as fish, which is used as food. Rivers, as part of the country's drainage system, are associated with minerals such as gold. Also, clay is associated with the rivers and swamps. For example, the clay is used by ceramics and brick making. A good example is the establishment of Rudiba factory that entirely depends on clay got from Nyabarongo swamp. Lastly, the drainage system in the country modifies the climate of the area. Welcome back. As we are reaching the end of our lesson, let's have a summary. What have we learned today? Think of one thing we have learned today. That's good. Today, we learned the drainage basins of Rwanda. We learned that there are Congo and Nile basins. Then, we saw different rivers from Rwanda flowing into each basin. We also learned that the fastest source of River Nile is in Rwanda, precisely in Nyungwe Forest. We then saw different water bodies of Rwanda, including rivers, lakes, and swamps. We also learned about the relationship between water bodies and human activities. As usual, we are ending our lesson with a homework. Are you ready? Great. Now, as a future manager of REMA, Rwanda Environment Management Authority, drainage systems and human activities are inseparable, isn't it? However, there is clear evidence that shows wetlands in Rwanda are being destroyed. Discuss the causes behind the destruction of wetlands in Rwanda and suggest possible solutions. I repeat, as a future manager of REMA, Rwanda Environment Management Authority, drainage systems and human activities are inseparable. However, there is clear evidence that shows wetlands in Rwanda are being destroyed. Discuss the causes behind the destruction of wetlands in Rwanda and suggest possible solutions. Is it clear? Great. This is the end of our lesson. Thank you for your participation. I'm Teacher Jen. See you soon.